together for the ones who hold it all through the late calls, long hauls, coffee cold on the counter again. But your heart keeps showing up, my friend. Grief and grit and every gift you give it. This is where your purpose meets your living. You don't have to carry every weight alone. We're cheering as you find your way back home. You never meant to walk this road out on your own. We're graced to care together.
Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday and welcome to Pause on the Porch, where we're just going to take a few minutes. How are you ladies doing today?
So fantastic. Yes, doing amazing.
What's been happening this week as we're letting people come in and join us?
It's been an incredible week over here. The week is going by so fast. I mean, it's like today is the 6th day of May. It's like we just started May and we're almost a week in already. So things have just been moving pretty quickly here.
Oh, this whole year has just been flying by.
I know, I can't believe it's May already. I'm like really tripping hard because, I mean, like Fern just said, it was just April. Well, as a matter of fact, we just said Happy New Year. Like, really?
Yes. And as you guys are getting on, let us know you're here. We want to know you're with us. We want to hear from you, especially today. We're looking to hear from our community today. So let us know. Join us in the room. Yeah, this has been a good week. I know that we did some Grace to Care work this weekend, and that's always a full weekend. And I told Fern it messes my whole week up because I feel like it's Friday when I get to her house, and it's not. And by the time I leave, it feels like Sunday afternoon, and it's not.
It's so true. That is so true. That is so true.
So today we don't have a real agenda. We are just kind of hanging out because we want to hear, just kind of first, what's on your mind, as this week's going by. We're headed into that in Georgia. We're headed into that transition between spring and summer, even though that doesn't happen technically till later. School's wrapping up here in the next couple weeks in most counties, and that, that's always a mental shift, even if you don't have kids in school, that academic calendar and headed into summer. So how about for you guys? What's just kind of been on your mind this week?
It's a lot of celebration. And so this has been a time of great celebration. Just watching everyone get excited, seeing all the invitations. Of course, we always get more invitations than you can actually ever attend, right? But it's still, just a time of celebration and just watching everybody get super excited. Children who you knew when they were born, now graduating, some even from college. I saw one of our babes is graduating from law school. I was like, oh my goodness, who said you grew up? When did you go to high school? Right? So it's just amazing. It's definitely a celebratory time.
I could not agree with you more, Fern. I am so thrilled. So many great nieces and nephews that are graduating, and we're just super excited about it. And actually, the graduations start for us on Monday. So really looking forward to it. And all the way through the end of the month, literally, like one after another. So I'm going to make as many as I can. Those that I don't make the actual graduations, I'll try and attend the parties, show up somewhere in between. So looking forward to that. May's always fun for that reason.
Miriam's got quite the social calendar. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
No.
Again, as you guys are jumping on with us, we're just having conversation about what's on our mind right now. And so we've been talking about celebrations. We want to hear from you. What's on your mind right now? Let us know you're here. Tell us what you got going on. We want to hear from your heart, what's happening in this time, in this space. And I do love that it's celebration. I don't have kids. I've been surrounded by kids and I've worked with kids my whole life. So I live by the academic calendar, even not so, but I get that spring fever too. And I love the celebration, but I also just love the days get longer. So I feel my energy expanding. And I think this week what's been on my mind is just being really thankful and really excited as we've been making some plans for Grace to Care this week and directions and things like that. That's what's been in my mind a lot this week. And so I'm just getting super excited about what we've got coming and where we're going and things that we will share in due time. We're excited to as we unpack those. But I've just been so thankful. I've had a lot of gratitude in my mind this week just because I know we have been so busy behind the scenes, and I have just loved this week feeling like, we've done so much work to get up and get started and be building. But I'm loving the having some direction and figuring out even more where we're going. And so that's what's been in my mind this week.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope, you go ahead.
I've been noticing too that there's been a lot. In fact, I see Judy Smith, you're out there. Come on and say hello to us, Judy Smith. I see you out there on today. But I've been also noticing that it's also been a time of a lot of learning and just learning in how to care for our caregivers. And here in Atlanta, just recently, Ted Turner, who was one of our icons here in Atlanta, just went on to glory to be with the Lord. And one of the things that I noticed is that he had been diagnosed with Lewy dementia. And, just how his life had changed. And I've been noticing, and that's what made me, speak to Judy on today. I've been noticing a lot of people have been talking a lot about dementia. And so I found myself in this learning space, because I'm noticing that yesterday with my husband, Willie alone, three of his friends, we are about to celebrate the big 8-0, and three of his friends' wives have been calling and such and such, is now really experiencing some form of Alzheimer's, some form of dementia. And so this has also been a learning time for me, this week, because I've been just looking like, wow, and just wondering, has dementia always been this prevalent? And then as caregivers, just really kind of want to do some of that research. So I've been celebrating, and then also just looking at things like, celebrating the life of, Ted Turner. But then it just also caught my eye. It was like, wow, it's also a space too for learning, because I'm understanding that in some things, our diets, can attribute, our activity can attribute, can be a great help, staying active, staying with puzzles and things of that nature. And so it's just, I've been, celebrating life, but also learning too. I've been like, wow, it's a lot I could learn. I didn't know that there were so many stages of dementia, or so many different, areas of dementia. So it's just, I've also just been celebrating, but learning as well.
Absolutely. Want to say hello to Gloria Lewis. She's joining us here today. She says, good afternoon. Gloria, tell us, we're just talking about what's on our mind, what's in our heart this week. We came with no agenda. We just wanted to have a conversation and hear from our people. So let us know what's in your heart, your mind this week. I agree about the learning thing. Alzheimer's runs in our family, and so it's something I've always had a little bit of awareness of, but dementia's always kind of been like the mysterious Cheshire cat, like it chases around. But it's been interesting. I agree with you, learning more about dementia specifically. It was even just more recently about learning that there can be over 400 different causes. So there are different types of dementia. And I'm fascinated by anything neurological, always the brain, and just how much neurological research has expanded in the last 15 years and just really expanded that umbrella of understanding what it is to be what they call neurodivergent. That's the new umbrella. And all the different things that can happen in the brain that are just a little off from what they would define as neurotypical. And so, and the impact that that has, because our brains are, I call it the supercomputer, right? It's the computer that runs the whole thing, makes everything go.
Yeah, I was watching the IMO podcast, and they were talking about this exact same subject with Dr. Sharon Malone, who is an OBGYN doctor, and she said that one of those 400 causes of dementia is menopause. I had no idea. Untreated menopause. If you don't take, I won't get into it because I'm no doctor and I could never do her justice, but without therapy, then that could be a cause. That is a cause as well. So I thought that was very interesting about how much, Fern, you're right, it's all about learning, right? Around this area. And then I too was saddened to hear of Ted Turner's death this morning. That such an icon, and no, we just honor him today.
Yeah, such an icon, such a philanthropist. I mean, that's the thing that's always attracted me to him is he's always such a giver. In fact, he is a part of, and so today we'll just salute out Ted Turner as well. But he is a part of the Warren Buffett and the Bill Gates, the Givers program. And so I love the fact that he's set his a large portion of his estate and his assets will go into the Givers program. And so it's just, to me, I love it. The Givers Project. I love it. And so it's just learning so much. You know, something that you said, Miriam, and then I'll let dementia go for a minute, but something you said that triggered a thought for me. You know, our grandparents and great grandparents, I'm just thinking of them, never really complained about menopause. We never heard them talk really about menopause, but they all suffered. Many of them suffered. Most of them suffered from dementia. And so when you said that, I thought, was it that they didn't have menopause? Or was it that they had menopause and it was just untreated, undiagnosed, unknown, right? And so we start seeing the form of it in dementia, you know, just kind of those things that make you go,
That's exactly what the eye opener was on that podcast, that episode. It was really, really interesting. But you're absolutely right. And even today, we don't talk about menopause a lot. So, you know, people are learning and they don't know you don't have to suffer with it. And that was the key message on that podcast. Don't suffer with it, get treated.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I think that it's been really just ever since the last few weeks going to the caregiver conference. And I think for me, us stepping into this space, we've just been meeting so many incredible people in our community on both sides of the fence, right? The people that are joining us and it's a resource and a tool, and those who are a resource and a tool. And I think it's just been so exciting to see, one, that there's just so many people caring, right? And that they care about other people caring. It's really been a really beautiful thing to see. But it's also, it has just totally unlocked the like, oh, there's so much to learn and so much to know and relationships to build. And that's really one of our hopes in our community for you guys. We want you to be able to know and get connected and not be isolated and know where the resources are. And so it's just really an exciting time. But it is a real learning time.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Hey, Stormy Gordon's out there. Stormy took care of her husband and did an incredible and amazing job loving and caring for him. So it's good to see you out there, Stormy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know we're kind of coming towards the end of our time here. So just kind of, I know we were talking about what's on our heart and our mind. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, if you were to give in your heart and mind, what is your like one word of encouragement to our people this week?
Mm. You know, I would say keep growing and keep going. Keep growing and keep going. Yeah.
Be grateful. Be
Mm.
grateful for what you have and also grateful for what you don't have. Because there's reason and rationale behind all of it. So be grateful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my takeaway is just be present. That's where I'm at this week, is just be so present where you are. Because it will allow you just to be with who you're with, make decisions right where you're at with what you've got. And yeah, just be present.
That's so good. Can I have one more, Jess?
One more? Another nugget?
You got me thinking now.
Miriam she's always reaching. She's gonna pull
Be
some more out of
merciful.
you.
Be merciful. Have
Stormy
mercy.
gave us one.
What did
We'll
Stormy
tap
say?
into
Stay
Stormy.
educated. She's back to that learning.
Yep.
Love
Stay
it.
educated. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I heard this week about have to have mercy. I heard that if you have mercy, you don't have to be revengeful.
That's so good.
That's good.
So once you extend that mercy, you let that go. So I thought that was really, really good.
That's so good. That's so good. I can't go. I've been reading a lot this week, like reading a lot. So I have read like probably 10 different areas. So I'm gonna stay growing and going. I mean, I'm reading
I love it.
Jesus is CEO. I'm reading, the Mama Joe's project book on dementia. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich of Napoleon Hill and the 6 Ghosts of Fear today that were so intriguing. I mean, so I'm gonna just stay growing and going.
That's good.
Absolutely. Well, we just want to say thank you for joining us today as we've had another pause on the porch. We love getting to hear from you guys, and we hope that you'll continue. And we'll plan to be back here next Wednesday to have another pause midweek, right? So have a good week, have a good weekend, and we will look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday when we pause on the porch.
Bye, everyone.
To care together.